During the sovereignty bill, a certain MP from the northern region, I think he's called Anthony, came out to reveal that this sovereignty bill is aimed at attacking Robert Kyagulanyi and Bobi Wine. When you read the articles within this bill, the maker had eyes on the opposition, not knowing that if that law passes as is, other institutions like the Bank of Uganda, banking sector, religious institutions will all be affected. And that is the bad thing of making a law that is shooting someone. The MP said these statements.
This law is targeting very few individuals. And looking at the other paper now, you clarify it. Yes. It means by this week or next week, the law will be passed. Aware that one of the opposition leaders now is out of the country, and government assumes that the opposition leaders who is out of the country may come back immediately and he may lobby huge amount of money. And what the government is fighting for, by the time Bobi Wine arrives to Uganda, the law should be in place. So you are targeting very few individuals, which is very wrong.
That is the MP. And it is true. This regime is hell-bent in streamlining politics and settling political scores rather than streamlining the constitution and making our economy better. Such a whole country cannot come out to oppose that bill is wrong. And you think that those who preside over our government really understand what is going on. I think General Museveni, after leading for 40 years, is so comfortable. He's so complicit. He doesn't know what is taking place. And coupled with old age, we are going to suffer. Because the General Museveni of then was so strong, he used to control the system well. But now, coupled with old age, even other players are going to come in, which is unfortunate. So for me, I think the bill should not even be given a chance to come. Because everyone has caused an alarm. And it seems that the parliament is hell-bent in passing it. It is the truth. It is the truth. Even there were some altercation where the chair of the committee, remember, if a bill is being passed, is first read in parliament. It has 3 stages. The first read in parliament, then put in a committee stage. Committee stage, everyone is allowed to give his views. After the committee of stage is taken back to parliament and worked on in a committee of the whole house, then it is passed. When the government when the president signs it, it becomes law. So during this committee bill, the chairperson of Lego, Baka, was giving a predetermined decision of the sovereignty bill. Can you imagine that a chairperson who is supposed to preside over, the inputs of other colleagues was giving a predetermined decision? The leader of opposition, Jason, you told him off. In fact, this is what happened.
Citizens can oppose government policy. But if you oppose government policy for the interests of a foreigner, we cannot allow that.
To influence government policy in the interest of a foreigner, we cannot allow that. Those were his remarks. Those remarks have worried me because he's a co-chair of this committee. He seems to have taken a decision already, and so our presence here is irrelevant.
As a Ugandan?
That's very worrying.
Not as chair, but as a Ugandan.
See, as chair, with due respect, you're supposed to be a neutral arbiter, because now you're intimidating all these people who have come to make presentations, because they want to make a presentation in opposition to the statement you have said. But now the judge is already passing judgment and saying, we cannot allow that. I want to request that we remain neutral, so that these people can share their views. Otherwise, when you pass judgment already, we can very well pack up our bags and go away because you're just ticking a box. Also because, Honorable Baka, you see, clause 22A, says engaging in the political activities in Uganda for or in the interest of a foreigner. And then clause 1B, a Ugandan citizen residing outside of Uganda is a foreigner. But those Ugandan citizens, they remit $2.5 billion per year to their country. They come back home every so often. They've got business interests. They've got children they're paying school fees for. So if government passes an education policy, why don't you want them to oppose it? Because they're interested stakeholders. Their children are going to school here in Uganda. And so we should be concerned and capture all of these issues. Finally, again, Honorable Baka has said, in the event that throwing the bill out is not an option. Why isn't it an option? Why are you ruling it out, Honorable Chair? Because this committee is clothed with all of those powers. Committees have thrown out business of government several times. In fact, even today on the order paper, there are some which are meant to be withdrawn. So there is room for that. Kindly don't create an impression that this bill is a do or die. It has got to pass. You have got the authority. Just to remind you, you're a senior lawyer, you know. As a committee of parliament, this bill is really at the whims and fancies of this committee. This committee can choose to say, government, we don't agree with this bill. We have thrown it out. Except if you want to say you are on gunpoint. I don't believe you are. I don't believe you are. So please don't make a statement to say that in the event that throwing the bill out is not an option. Let's give our views, and then the committee members will decide. What if they vote overwhelmingly to say let's throw it out?
Honorable, I think you, so, with due respect, you meant to misconstrue Honorable Baka's statement.
Yeah, that's why
the reason for our being here is that we are open to receiving all the views. Please? Yeah. Okay.
Most obliged. So I just, because as a colleague we can share, to say, these people here who don't know how to operate, they might think now it is finito.
Right Honorable.
It is all
they are saying,
and without prejudice.
Declare me as the elected winner, but in the alternative.
Yeah, but you see, as a petitioner in court, you can choose to say, for me, this is my only prayer. And then court decides. So court should not say, no, you cannot have just one prayer. But I'm the one coming to court, so I can choose to have just one prayer. I thank you, Honorable Chairs and colleagues.
That is what happens. So you clearly see that the regime is hell-bent in passing this sovereignty bill. Okay? And the harm of this, whenever you make a law that has a picture of someone in it, today you may be in government, tomorrow you can't. I keep on telling people, most especially the legislature and parliament who pass laws, that pass a law that even when it lands in your greatest enemy, you could feel safe him using it on you. Some people pass laws thinking that they are going to stay in government forever. Governments change. The next day your opponent will be in power and he will use the same law that you passed to try you. And if those laws are bad, you will suffer the consequence. Of course, as my PR main is truly Mr. Makinde Kabir Suleiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you on another one. Peace.